This is Hannibal and Piper here from the HannibalTV.com, about to give you a daily wrestling news update. So we will jump right into it. AEW Rampage did a 0.13 rating Friday night. SmackDown for their season premiere did a 0.54 rating. And Raw is actually having their season premiere tonight. And I have to find this funny that they did a big thing that they've hired a new announcer for Raw. And could they have found a bigger geek? Honestly, I remember the days of the Bobby Heenans and the Mr. Perfects, and the Macho Mans and the Rowdy Pipers. Even Bischoff was a great announcer. Jesse Ventura was my favorite, though. But this is the perfect example of why I'm watching YouTube right now. Rather than, you want to know how sad it is? I'm actually watching a YouTube documentary on Princess Diana over WWE. That's how boring WWE is to me these days. They're doing a DX reunion to try and pop a rating tonight with everyone from the original DX except for Billy Gunn, who's with AEW now. Oh, by the way, that announcer's name is Kevin Patrick. Mia Yim, who is Keith Lee's wife, has her contract with Impact Wrestling has ended, and apparently Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson have been filming stuff with AJ Styles in the Washington D.C. area. So those appear to be the latest guys that didn't make really any waves when they were released by WWE. The Triple H is bringing back and expecting them to make a difference. But yeah, Gorilla Monsoon was awesome. All I saw was, really, are they really gonna think that this guy? I mean, he looks fresh out of high school with your typical WWE haircut with a tie. The tie of his tie is almost the size of his head. I don't know, man. I just miss these days. Wrestling is not wrestling anymore. I'm sad to say. I'll give my commentary on it, but I won't watch it. Someone hashtagging Hannibal Wrestling. Bobby Heenan and Monsoon. They were great. I really did like when they had Macho Man and Roddy Piper doing Superstars, though, as well, with Vince. Those guys were interesting. Ted DiBiase was pretty good too. But it just seems like they try to get away from the entertaining characters these days, and they, like, instead, let's get a plain looking guy that looks like he's fresh out of high school. But whatever. As I said, I'm not watching it. I get paid to commentate on it. So there you go. How did I come up with my finishing move? I think when I went to IWA Puerto Rico, Bushwhacker Luke was one of the bookers there, and he asked me to tell him some moves that I could do well. And I showed him this sacrifice power bomb, which is like a tilt-a-whirl style power bomb that I do. That, by the way, no one ever kicked out of it ever in my whole career. And he said, "Yeah, let's go for it." And I kept it even through the Blood Hunter days. Wally agrees that Monsoon and Ventura rocked. Thoughts on The Rock? He's the most successful wrestler of all time. Michael, why did Jacques Rougeau cancel East LA? I have no idea. I don't stay in touch with him that closely. I know that his wrestling TV show that he was hoping to actually get on TV never got on TV, but they just did it through the internet, and Jeremy Prophet, who was on the Great North Wrestling podcast last night, ended up winning it, and he might be getting up opportunities with AEW coming up in Toronto, which I think might actually be this week. Wally says he misses wrestling when it was in its prime in the 80s. The 80s era was my favorite era, but it was definitely extremely popular in the 90s, mid to late 90s. I mean, I was listening to Kevin Nash talk about it the other day. They'll celebrate now a 0.6, where in the 90s, Raw would get like a 0.6. Sometime I think the highest Raw ever got was a 0.8. But at the same time, Nitro would also be getting like a 0.5, 0.6. So just so many people used to watch wrestling. But anyways, I don't think I think pro wrestling is a thing of the past. People will still be interested in the stories and stuff, but I don't see really anything new happening with wrestling that's really going to turn the world upside down. They do have celebrities from popular culture that they're bringing in, like Logan Paul, since they can't make their own stars anymore, to try and get popular, but they put them in these highly unentertaining segments like the one I saw from SmackDown in a YouTube clip last week with Sami Zayn. That is just like so unwatchable, and like I really had to like force myself to sit through the full 2 minutes of it. So I just don't think they make compelling, entertaining products anymore. Yeah, Spencer, I don't know if I'm ever coming back to Calgary. Maybe if I ride a bull there. I'd actually rather ride a bull in the Stampede than wrestle these days. But on that note, thanks for keeping wrestling alive in Calgary, Spencer. You've been doing a great job. Have a wonderful night, everybody.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Follow us on Twitter at the